Hey, yo, what it do, y'all? Man, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. Charge of Conversations with your mans in it. Your uncle, Hostile Takeover. So, little update. Went to my wife's friend's wedding yesterday. It was the first Muslim wedding I attended, and I gotta say, man, they did it nice. Muslim ceremonies are a little different, but also very elegant. I'm not gonna front. Well, at least this one was. Like I said, this is my first one. But, man, I gotta say, it was very nice. It was at a country club not too far outside of LA. And, man, nice venue. The ceremony was actually very gorgeous, very beautiful. And, so got a chance to bust out the new suit, charcoal gray, replace the black with a really dark charcoal gray. It almost looks black. I could have just went with black and not too many people would have known. But I didn't get any pictures in because honestly I was fucking tired, man. Just like I am today. If anyone knows my, the guys who know me know I put in really long days on my off days, especially my first off day, because I've been up about 18 hours and I'm on my way to pick my daughter up from school. But that was another long day. I got off work, went straight out to the wedding. It was about a 3-hour drive. So I just cleaned up real quick, shot out there, and then by the time it was said and done, I was up for about 25 hours. Today I'll be up for about 26. And that's just life. But what are we talking about, man? Let's get into the real. Today's topic is a question. Do you deserve the woman that you want? And by that, I mean, did you put in the work? Physically, mentally, financially? Did you get therapy for your unresolved issues, or at least in therapy for them? I am constantly working on myself. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I have a therapist. There's no shame in it, fellas. Having a therapist isn't a bad thing. They don't call them shrinks anymore. The negative connotation is gone. The stigma's gone. And for the young guys out there, the women who you want are gonna want a lot from you. They're gonna want more than than the women of my generation want from us, more than my parents' generation wanted from, those men. And you have to put in the work. And yeah, you could easily say, no, I ain't doing that, and become a passport bro or whatever. Here's the thing. Passport bros, that's an expensive life. Flights ain't cheap. Accommodations ain't cheap. mean, they're cheaper than they are here in a lot of places, and so is the food. But when you add up the cost along with the flight, it's not a cheap lifestyle. And you have to visit places before, and if you decide to move and leave the country, you have to visit places before you decide where you want to settle down and, plant and restart. But it's not cheap. And then you're taking on a traditional woman. Yeah, it's in another country with a whole nother economy. Yeah, the dollar's worth more, but it's still not cheap. So you still have to do the financial work. You still have to do, the other stuff. But for this conversation, we're going to talk about Western women, specifically American women. And you're going to be required to do a lot of work to get and keep that woman. No one's asking you to be a bodybuilder or anything like that. Matter of fact, most women don't like that. They don't like the overly muscled type thing. The huge, can't buy clothes off, regular clothes type physique. They don't like that. By and large. There are women who like it, most don't. But are you in shape? Are you? Seriously. What kind of shape are you in? What's your daily intake like? What type of food do you eat? Also, mentally, are you stable? Because you can't expect peace in your house if you're the one bringing all the chaos, the confusion, the upheaval. You can't do it. And that mental peace comes from wisdom, honestly. Like, it's not enough to just not like drama. That's not peace. Pardon me. That's a part of it. But it's not the entirety. There's a lot of work that needs to get done insofar as putting together a peaceful lifestyle. And believe it or not, exercise helps with that. Because exercise is a stress reliever. Exercise is a stress reliever. So I haven't meditated in way too long. I need to get back on that, but that also helps. And I didn't meditate long, 10 minutes a day. I wasn't like a meditation guru or a Tibetan monk or nothing like that. But 10 minutes to start every day really got me ready for the day. And helped me deal with the bullshit of going out and trying to deal with the world. Also, mentally, women like men that they can look up to in all facets, even mentally. So, how much do you read? And what do you read? Because reading is becoming a lost art. Everybody wants to scroll social media and all that good stuff, which is cool. Social media has its place. We're on social media right now. But there's just something about picking up a book and physically turning pages that is inherently relaxing. Financially, what's your money like? What's your career path? What's your, employment stability as far as projection? Almost everybody agrees that we will see some kind of economic downturn. Are you going to be one of the? Is your job or career going to be highly affected by that? If you work retail, probably. Can't front. Warehousing might be affected. Trucking might be affected. So, what does that look like for your financial bottom line? What is your bank account? Do you know how to invest? Do you know the basics at least? Like the definitions of things? Do you have an investment strategy? That was one of the things that I really, really dove into during the pandemic. With all that time, there were other things I could have, but I concentrated on investing. Man, it's just so crazy. Like, you're gonna even need to be emotionally stable for this new generation of women, like extra so. And what issues do you have that are unresolved? Were you a son husband to a single mom? Do you have dad issues? Do you have commitment issues? A plethora of things, man, that could ultimately negatively affect your relationship with this woman you say you want. You see what I'm saying? And all of this is going to be required in order to get and maintain the woman you say you want. We're not talking about the ones that's for the streets and this, that, and the third. We're talking about the woman you want. Or at least that you say you want. Now, all of this self-improvement shit that I just ran down, you should be doing anyway for you. You really should. Because it's better for you, whether you're single, in a relationship, married, whatever. Right? It makes you an improved version of yourself, a better version of yourself. So you should be doing that anyway. But let's be honest. As of right now, the woman that you say you want is becoming exceedingly rare. And hopefully that will start to reverse and the pendulum will start to swing the other way. But as of right now, that woman is rare and becoming more rare. And while women outnumber men, the woman you want, there will be competition. And there will always be a guy who looks better than you, makes more than you, is better adjusted than you, comes from a better background, all that shit. All of that shit. There will always be that guy. But once you get her and are able to maintain her, that guy becomes a non-factor. You know, my wife and I have talked about it. Nobody can come take her unless I fuck up. Nobody can come in and break up my marriage unless I fuck up and open that door. And vice versa. But let's be honest. For the 2/3 of guys who are either getting some or have gotten some recently, are you done with the fuckboy stage? Is that out of your system? You done, collecting notches in your belt and on your bedpost? Because if not, you're not ready for that woman. If you don't have a short term, like a 6 month, 1 year, and 5 year and 10 year plan for your finances, you're not ready for that woman. If you don't have a gym membership that you use, you're not ready for that woman. If you haven't, become emotionally and mentally stable, you're not ready for that woman. You have to do the work. It's unavoidable. Just like with any other aspect of life, you have to do the work. For your career, you have to do the work. For, the gym, you have to do the work. And for the woman, I'm sorry, but you have to do the work. There's going to be no real summation or summary or bottom line for this. I'm going to leave it open and leave those questions open for you to answer for yourself. But the key is you have to be honest. You have to do an honest evaluation of you to know where you stand. Nobody's perfect. We all have faults. You have to admit them and work on it. But that's all for today. And I'll be back at you real soon. Maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? But as always, middle fingers up. Be safe. Stay dangerous.